Hi all video game fans and the fans of our channel, Film Gamer channel. Here again our new interview with a famous foreign musician, and I hope he will be more famous even in the near future. You can now greet Mr. Kuba. Welcome and thank you for the
I'm Kuba.
thank you for the participation. And
It's a pleasure.
and first of all, we met at the really great and first and one of the best concerts of the world now. I think.
Yes.
The Heroes,
that is absolutely correct.
Yes, the Symphony of Heroes concert in Wrocław. Wrocław. Okay. and it was at the end of October sometimes. Yeah. It was really great.
27th, I think, or 29th. I forgot, but it was like near the end of the month.
Yes. And you were one of our surprise guests, and at the performance stage, and it was quite really great surprise, and it was really one of the best interpretation of some Heroes themes. So and Heroes songs with the master, of course, on piano for Romero, and with you with the electrical guitar. Yeah, it was.
Yes, electric guitar.
Yes. And first question to know you more and deeper. Is this your real profession and work also, or is it just your hobby? You have a band also, if I know well, yeah?
Yes, I have a band, but the funny story is I am in my band. I'm a singer, mainly on stage.
Oh, I see.
Oh yeah.
So that's we could hear your really great operatic voice. Maybe Karin can pass away.
Yeah, maybe not great, but it was. But the great thing was fun, obviously, because I had so much fun. But talking about my band, I'm vocalist there. I sing in heavy metal band, actually.
Oh, I see.
And outside the stage, I write also some music for this band, since this is what I can do, what I can.
Not the words, the song part, yeah, the melodies, themes, or yeah.
It's like just looks like work out some melodies, work out some riffs for guitar, and then with my friends we all sit down with a sort of already made song, and we make up words for it. We make up melodies of vocals and so on. It's like I'm doing the core, and the band is like helping me with their efforts, which is kind of nice. But it's still what's more funny about it. It's still that it's not vocal. It's not my main instrument, right? Because I'm, as you have seen, as you have already seen, I'm guitarist.
Yes. That is the core, yeah, the basic.
That is my favorite instrument. That is my favorite thing to do. And it's not that I don't like singing, but actually I've been playing guitar for like 12 years, and I've been singing for only over a year. Over a year ago, I didn't sing at all.
And so you are only 20, so yeah.
It was very fast moving forward. Just in a couple of months, playing concerts with the band, and actually enhancing my musicality, which is very good thing to happen.
But how? With some lecture from YouTubers and also from famous composers.
I've taught myself guitar, and I've been doing this myself for 12 years. And about singing, I've been attending singing lessons previous year. Right now, I don't have
with a private teacher.
Time to it. I'm not a teacher. I'm a terrible teacher.
No, with a private teacher. Of course. But maybe you could be later. Who will know? We will see.
And speaking of this, I'm not professional musician. I'm not professional musician. This is just my hobby. That's just.
Oh, I see.
It's a lot. It's a lot for me. Music. It's a lot for me since I'm not only doing rock, metal stuff, but I do as well a lot of electronica. I do as well some symphonic.
So the classical music, yeah, also.
Classical. Like I always wanted to be a game music composer.
Oh.
Because of work of Paul, actually, from Heroes of Might and Magic 3, which was my favorite game of all time back then. Then I discovered some Japanese composers like Hitoshi Sakimoto, which is my favorite, Nobuo Uematsu, and so on. It's like being composer for something. It's a very good, fun thing to do.
Oh, I see.
Oh, yeah, it is very, very...
I suffered this this plan. I hope it will come true.
Thank you.
Yes, and of course, the reasons maybe and the causes come from your childhood. Yeah, so you are a guitarist almost from your childhood. Yeah.
Yeah. I began playing guitar when I was 14.
Oh.
In sort of middle school here in Poland. I discovered Jimi Hendrix, and I wanted to play like Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
But it didn't last long. It didn't last long because then I discovered that real heavy metal, real metal rhythms and real metal guitars, and I knew I will be doing that in the future. So.
And your band is touring now, maybe? It's a more famous band in Poland, or just a tiny?
Actually, we didn't affiliate any of work of what I do with my band. Actually, my band is.
Or it's just a hobby and not a.
We want our band to work on its own, you know.
Mm-hmm. Maybe an album later, an own album, you know. Maybe just for the fans or for the internet. Some metal bands also make free albums on internet. You know, sometimes they can put it up, and maybe first time it's just an experimental one. But if it will be a great success, they can form a real great band, and after that they will tour and etc. And the life makes more greater.
we are actually now finished recording and mastering our soundman. Let's just finished mastering one of our tracks. The first recorded track with my vocals, and it should be released pretty soon. I hope.
Oh, I hope I will get it.
You will definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
Thanks. It must be really good. I like rock and metal too, so alternative rock also. So I like it more like generous pop. So
I know, as I said, pretty much about it. I've discovered metal when I was 14, 15, and then I pretty much grew up with it, and it's been a huge part of my life. Hence I did of course my version of Fortress theme.
So that's the cause, yeah.
I didn't want it to be like this very professional, this official, this very serious. And then I just participated in the competition.
And where did you first see the possibility to be there? At the Symphony of Heroes, the competition. Where did you see it first? At the internet, or one of your friends or band tag suggested that you may apply for it?
Actually, a friend from work suggested it. Friend from work at the company I was working at the time. I was working for at the time. One of my friends from my room said that he knew that I was a musician, and he just said first that there will be a concert of Paul Romero's music, and I went, what the hell? I mean, I haven't heard of it. I need to buy the ticket, you know? and I bought the ticket instantly, just like moment after he told me about it. I actually bought it I actually bought it before him. You know?
But until that you know Paul Romero's work, and you love that, so you know about him until that day.
No. Actually, the thing is that he also told me a couple of days later that there was this concert.
Oh.
Contest. Sorry, there was this contest for participants of the concert that you have to play. You have to play a song from Heroes of Might and Magic 2, 3 or 4. My friend told me that, and I was like, instantly knowing what would I do, how I'll do it, and this is what ends up on YouTube as my video right now. It pretty much looked like that. My friend told me about this contest as well. I've seen the post on Facebook, and I thought to myself, screw it, let's do it, you know.
Let's try it. Let's have a big bang.
And I sat down at my home, plugging the guitar to the computer, started recording, arranging. It took me like one day to do it all, and next day I recorded a video for it, and I just sent it. I thought to myself that I didn't do quite the job, because I could have done many things better, but I was running out of time.
But you know, most of the musicians and the artists feel in that way. Also, most of the filmmakers, after the work is done, it could have been more better at everything else. But but it was quite really good, I think, and also many fans, and of course the jury.
The jury actually, from what I know, wasn't that great, because it was the competitors and the composer himself, Paul himself.
I see.
And
they decided, the composer and maybe the...
From what I heard, he chose me precisely because he thought when he saw me with my video, he thought this guy knows what he's doing. You know?
and so the passion, you know.
And I think it reflected on my performance on stage, you know.
Yes.
I wanted to be not so, you know, serious, funny, you know.
A little bit like, you know, in the Hans Zimmer concert sometimes. It is similar. I was at some Hans Zimmer concert live. And it was the same also sometimes. And then maybe he saw your passion also about it, and also the speciality, I think.
Yeah, I think
on the sound and everything.
What he thought was that I wasn't really so serious about it. I did it my way, you know, because I thought to myself, I will do it my way. I don't know, and I will not be surprised if they even don't notice me. But I did it my way anyway, and I was so much surprised when I received the email from the organizers that I won, that I actually, you know, won something by doing something my way. You know, it's always kind of funny and and surprising at the same time when finally, you know,
almost not believing it, at
doing
first.
something your way pays off.
Yeah. And the fans really like it. There are many Heroes fans all over the world, and fans of the music especially, and they are really like it, as I saw at the forum. So it was really great.
I actually,
and I liked, of course.
Oh, thank you. I actually, to be honest with you, I didn't get a lot of feedback from people that went there, apart from my friends who were present.
It's strange.
Who saw me.
Because on the forums it was really speaked about it, and talk conversations about sometimes about the team selection, that it was a really good team. Fortress, it really fit well for your electrical style. And maybe you like that team about the most, because you thought that this could be fit really well, with the
I always had this idea at the back of my head of this theme being played like in very hard metal way, with heavy guitars, perhaps with something more. I always liked the idea that the music from Heroes was like this dynamic, this very percussive. It's like almost it was made for
and really lively, almost as you hear. Also, you can see some fantastical environments almost if you hear that, and also really live, really have a strong feeling. Not just a general music. It has some really great feelings and themes about characters, about some nations, of course, towns, and also the world itself. It was really a magical, it's a magical soundtrack, as many fans say.
Yes, yes, because it always brings up these memories of sitting down with friends.
Of course, and there is also the hot seats.
Because as far as I understand, Heroes of Might and Magic series was hugely popular here in Europe, especially in Poland, Hungary, and Russia. And in Russia, it's a sort of a cult, from what I heard. And when I was 10 years old or something, I sat down with my friend. We were playing. When we were 14, we still were playing this game. When we were 18, we were playing this game. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, we too.
And we always kept back coming at it, and music was the huge part of it. Music was the thing that stuck into your mind, and this is a sign of the genius that Paul is. That this music sticks in your head, but not in the bad way, in a very good way.
Yes. It's really a type of soundtrack many times that almost like the John Williams writes for his movies, when you can hear only just one tone or a theme, you exactly know what is it from. So also you can humble it down, or play it or everything else, because it is really good for ordinary people also, not for just musicians, because it's really, really too more classical and too more, professional. And maybe it is really good in a professional way, but it's not so melodic or on that way that just a simple video game fan can really love it. But this kind of songs, I think, could mix also the really great professional and classical way, and some inspirations, as Paul said to me once, that from some American and Russian composers, that also it's a modern one for everyone. You can play it almost after 3 or 4 hour gameplay, because it's stuck on your head in a positive way, as you said. So really great.
It's just as I said, it's a sign of genius, because bad music will stuck in your way, and you will stuck in your head. Will be stuck in your head, and you will regret it.
Yes. From the radios and everything.
Great music will stuck in you and create some memories, like I had with Paul's music, and one of the reasons I wanted to be a game music composer, and I still actually want to, but it's a long way, but still.
And of course, I think you will handle it well, because you have some X factor in you or something like that. With also your past work and also the experiences with the electric guitar, I think it's far more easier than just from the start. You travel a long way now, or a distant road, and after that maybe it will be easier, I hope. But
yeah, thank you. Thank you. I hope so that sometime in the future, I will do something that people will recognize me for. So.
You will be the new Paul Romero. We will see. Yeah. And what would be your advices for the beginner musicians and the guitarists? What are the main requirements as as the skills, devices, or for the profession?
Yeah, I want to tell a bit of personal story, because it's always playing an instrument. It's almost always personal. Whatever people try to do with an instrument, they tend to give up because there's not a lot of, let's say, progress.
They want to copy something, but they couldn't, and they give up after that. Or
yeah, it's like I had something like that. Then I began when I was 14. My sister, which borrowed me her guitar, said that I was very talented and so on. And I was doing this. I was keeping it, but because I wanted to become metal guitarist or something similar, I haven't seen myself in it. And the thing is that two keys to be a good musician, in my opinion, though I not obviously consider myself a good musician, but two keys to become a good musician is consistency and patience. You have to be consistent with your practice, like half an hour a day or an hour a day, and patience means the results will not come at instant. You have to be patient,
really fast.
Yeah. You have to be patient to become any good. It will require a lot of time and effort, and sometimes perhaps even sacrifice to be there. But after 12 years of playing, or even more, 12 years actually, I've seen it in myself that 10 or 12 years ago, I haven't seen myself in current place that I am putting myself some decent recordings, some little compositions. I'm sorry. Decent recordings and compositions. I haven't seen myself in it, and that's what brought me down. But then I realized that I really like doing it, and the thing is not to give up. So
not let it go. Yeah.
And skills, you do not require a particular skill if you are a beginner, right?
Yes.
But anything you should begin with is is to be stubborn. It's to be patient, and it's to be consistent. And not giving up. Giving up is not an option, because you take up and, let's say, bad instrument, some old bad instrument. You keep playing on it because you cannot afford or cannot have anything at the time, and that is not bad. But you will see yourself in the future. You will buy finally a better instrument, or better taken care of. And this is the thing for the beginners, that they need to be patient. Need to be patient, consistent, and know their goal. So if they want to begin to play on, I don't know, fire camp, let them be. You know, if they want to be metal musicians, that's no problem. Everybody has to start somewhere.
Of course, maybe the best ones started the same. Also, maybe.
Yeah, or everybody started the same, and the thing is determination. You know.
Yes,
like,
it's neat.
you know, the best. My favorite guitarist began with the worst kind of guitars, bought for like no money at all at their basements, and they are, you know, very well known now.
Or at the bathroom, you know, as Paul said, that they started composing Heroes 1 music at maybe Rob's bathroom. So, yeah. But after that, they have the experiences and now who they are. So
I heard, as Paul said on stage. I don't know. Remember if it was I think for Heroes 2 when they recorded the guitar in the bathroom of Rob King, because it had sort of this reverberation to it. So it's always like, this is not giving up, you know. This is not giving up. This is determination. And Paul
a sample for that.
And Paul is right now one of the most known music game composers for one particular series. It's awesome.
Yes, I never think they can or could replace him with another composer for Might and Magic or Heroes of Might and Magic games. So it is unthinkable, I think. But it's the same as, you know, as I said, as John Williams for Star Wars. So it's almost the same. So
exactly.
And what was your favorite inspirations, music bands, and albums, and maybe why you choose?
Okay,
that?
This is again. I have to come back 12 years ago when I by accident discovered this metal band called Paradise Lost. It's a band from England.
Maybe I heard about them.
I found in my sister's, it was her husband's cassette tape in their room, and I have talked to him, to my brother-in-law. He said that it's a metal album, you can borrow it. And you know, when the first sounds that I put in my cassette player, it was like, oh yeah, I know what I want it to be in the future. So it's album Icon by band Paradise Lost. It's one of my absolute favorites nowadays. I still have that cassette. I met the band at the concert. They're really, really great people.
They were at Poland sometimes, or you?
Yeah, they were in Poland. I think almost 2 years ago, or 1.5 years ago. They were in my hometown, actually, Wrocław, at the concert. You know, and I was so happy to be in the first row to see them, you know, from up close, because I was dreaming of it for 14 years, or 12 years, or 10 years, or something. And there was absolutely exciting. I was absolutely happy.
They're one of your stars of the teenage, teenage age.
Most recently, they proved that they're not getting old. Since it's not a new band. They are not, you know, the youngest people. But they keep recording heavier sounds, heavier albums.
They're experimenting sometimes.
And it's like awesome music that I love, not because of the sentiment, because it's very good music. So it was very awesome feeling to meet them, talk to them a bit in person. So this was my this was my biggest inspiration.
It was a meet and greet again, or a VIP, something like that. You can talk and met with them.
Yeah, I met them actually after the concert.
The backstage, yeah.
Yeah, sort of backstage when they were going to the tour bus. I was waiting after the concert, couple of hours. It was winter and so on. I was waiting for them to arrive, and I talked to each one I could. So with the main guitarist, with the vocalist, I did it because he wanted to be in the tour bus. He didn't like the fans a lot.
Yeah. Like you, right?
It's understandable. It is understandable.
Yes.
It is, you are touring. You are going from one city to another without a good rest. You're constantly working. So I was understanding that. But I made the vocalist, the two guitarists, the bassists. I didn't meet, actually I didn't have to meet the drummer, but still, it was an awesome feeling. It was very inspiring. But if we're talking about the inspiration from the contest, there's this band, Polish band called Mgła. It's black metal band. And
it's hard.
They have
hard metal. Yeah.
And they have a lot of these rhythms, this very fast rhythms that inspired me to incorporate those in the final sort of final performance, final arrangement of the song. So yeah, this was also inspiring. And but if we want to narrow it down, everything to one band, everything comes down to Paradise Lost, which is the band that started me playing real metal guitar.
And when did you meet first with Paul for the first time? And what do you think about him and his works in general? Which the tracks you like the most?
I was very maybe it would sound weird, but I was very charmed by him because we went to we talked about a bit about the contest, about the competition, about the concert. We talked privately via Facebook. We talked about arrangements. We were exchanging some opinions. We were exchanging some ideas. Actually, when you heard me singing, at the duo, it was Paul's idea. It was Paul's idea because we had doing it, because we had doing it when I was somewhere at my jam session when I was singing, and he liked it so much. But
that's a great compliment.
Yeah. But still, and when the rehearsal time, when there was a rehearsal arranged for me and Paul, I observed him playing on stage. I was, so amazed of how great a piano player he is. I'm, very sensitive to music,
Yeah, a little bit one of the dream come true. Yeah.
We then got to talking, and he was even nicer than via internet, via Facebook and some. He was so so nice. He was always nice. He was always smiling, giving away this very good.
He seems almost like one of your old friends from the old time, and
yes.
You didn't see that, but but you felt that way.
Felt it, felt it. It really felt it. He was such a great guy, and such a great person. I have to admit, he's such a great person, and working with him was big pleasure and honor to me. And obviously I'm surprised because I didn't ever assume that a great personality like he is would ever chose me, an amateur from a small country in Europe.
yes, it would be a really great pleasure to meet and of course to play with him with the performance at the stage. It was really exciting. Yeah.
Yes, it was very exciting. Not only, yes, it was very exciting to play with him, to talk to him, and it still is because we keep in touch. And when I'm publishing my own music, which is mostly electronic, he writes to me himself about some suggestions about that he liked my music and so on. It's like very,
really great, really helpful,
very exciting, very warming, for me that appreciation from one of the best people I have ever knew, just likes it. That's also a great thing.
Yes, I don't know if you know that, but he cooperated with one young I think Greek guy who want to be a composer, and now I think, if I remember well, he studied at university, or a musical university too, for the really great plan to become true, and he was really helpful because he had a really great theme or melody in his head, and they cooperated and make a new Inferno theme for Hero 7. Sadly, Inferno wasn't there yet, but the soundtrack theme was there, and it was halfly or more than halfly made by this young composer.
It's awesome.
Boy.
It's awesome. I think
it's really great. Or with Magda, maybe Magda from the concert, the violinist.
I've heard
she worked with the expansion on the expansion of Hero 7. So he's really a nice and helpful guy, and also with the comrades of musician world. So it was really a great pleasure, I think. But it was really exciting, of course.
Yes, meeting him and playing with him was exciting, and actually on stage there was a lot of excitement, but I wasn't nervous because he made me feel confident about what we are going to do. It doesn't happen very often that person you are playing with gives you this confidence to do what you're meant to do. It's also a sign of a great person, I think, and it was an excitement, an honor, a pleasure to just be around, play with
and
him.
Also really great fun because he's a really humorous and joyful person. Also sometimes he told us really great jokes. So and also with you too. Again, it's almost a double pleasure. So it was really great.
It sort of came out naturally, I love to have a good laugh.
It's almost like an improvisation.
I love to have fun,
I see. Because in 2011, Paul was here at Budapest, and he gave a performance on a live private Heroes concert. It was the first and only at
piano. I think yes.
Sorry.
It was on. He was playing on the piano.
Yes.
Yeah.
I and Volodya Master, the leader of Hungarian Heroes page and the Hungarian fans. We two managed to communicate it out and organized it, and it was really great. Sadly, the piano, it was just a pianino, a little piano, if you can say so.
I know.
But
the upright piano.
Yes, because
I think I've even seen it. Because I think it was recorded on camera.
Yes, right? It was. It is on YouTube. Yeah.
It was the first time. It was the first time I've seen him like in person a couple of years ago when I've discovered this.
Oh, really?
This recording.
That's great to hear.
I've never seen actually his face before that.
There was some video with him recorded himself at the really great style at home, and I saw these videos, and after that at Budapest Live it was a dream come true. It was really, and he told really many great jokes also.
Yeah,
and he was really friendly, of course. So
so I understand you know him for a couple of years now.
Oh yes. He invited us to travel once to Los Angeles, but we will see. Maybe
he's a great person. He's a great person indeed.
And
he's a great person.
And we had a breakfast after the day. Of the concert. Sadly, you weren't there, if I remember right. Yeah?
I wasn't. I didn't know about so much about the breakfast as I was invited for dinner.
Oh yeah. There was a dinner. And who were there at the dinner? I heard about it.
Apart from the organizers, obviously Mateusz, and all of the
composers of the
two arrangers, Jan and Vallató. There were musicians that played with us.
The quartet,
with Paul.
The Heroes Quartet.
Brock, Michał and Magda. The performance was so amazing. I mean, just like, but still. And
they are really friendly too.
People from the Game Music PL portal and me, obviously.
Of course.
which was kind of surprising because there were so many great musicians, many great people, many great personalities. And me.
You are the dessert, the specialty.
I felt like I wasn't. I felt like I didn't fit there. Because I'm merely an amateur.
No, that's not true.
but still, we had a lot of fun. I got to know people better. I talked with Paul about a lot of stuff and so on. There was also that girl which made beautiful illustrations.
Yes, another Magda.
Yes,
Magdalena. Yeah.
She's a very great, fun person and all excellent artist.
Yeah, that album artwork is.
This made me feel like, how the hell do I fit in here? With so many great people, But still, I managed to have fun with all of them. I managed to be myself, and this was thanks to the company, thanks to the people that were there. They all were very nice. They all were very fond and very 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 fun people. And we all had a great time, and it wouldn't happen if it wasn't for Game Music PL, because they organized everything brilliant.
Yeah, they planned it from years, I think now. So they had really hard work in it. I just spoke sometimes with Mateusz also. I know Magda almost 2 years. And also I know a little Michał. They really worked and many part of the concert, also on the VIP part and also the arranging part. It was a really hard work. Also with Januto, and I just spoke a little bit with them at the Facebook. They are really nice, but the hard work they talk about, sometimes it was really hard, sometimes it was really fun and joyful.
It's not always life. It's not always about
not
being
sunshine all the time.
Nice,
Yeah. And do you live? Then you are from you from Wrocław, yeah? And you born there too? In Wrocław?
Yeah. I was born here in Wrocław. 20 something years ago.
Yeah.
20, almost 27, almost 27 years ago. And if we, it's
a really great city. I really liked it, and also the other Hungarian contingent thanks some
very nice
members. It is a really great mix, the old and the new.
And it's like I like in the city that it's not too big like Warsaw. It's not too condensed like Krakow. I liked Krakow, but it has some different climate to it.
More cold, yeah. I'm
just a guy who likes everything with some sort of taste, and here we have everything, but not too much.
Of course.
So I like it.
And also the pubs there, or the entertaining parts was really cool. We tried some pubs and also some sport activities, bowling and everything else. We were there at the highest building, maybe a second or the third level, Sky Tower, the highest building. And not necessarily not at the top, because at the time we couldn't go up there.
Yeah.
Maybe that was Saturday.
What did you think about it? I think you liked it, right?
Yeah, really.
Because it was as we talked previously. You were in Krakow a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I was working there also a little bit, 1.5 months. And I like better Wrocław. I think it's better because of the great variety, and also it is more lesser town in population, and also in the traffic jams and everything.
The city is not too big.
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
Also, the traffic is not so big and that way. Also, the pollution.
I wouldn't say so. You have to be here at
8
o'clock in the morning.
Yes, the Mondays and the Tuesdays,
right?
the work days. Yeah. And also the pollution. Maybe I don't know. It's lower, but in Krakow it was really high. So it's almost like Beijing. So at China, and I just know it at the arriving, and neither my Polish friends and Hungarian friends said that. It was really strange. The old town is really great too in Krakow, but I think
it's very pretty there.
But Wrocław has a better mix, if I can say so. And also the the music and the music. The national, what was it called? National for music. Yeah, I think the concert hall maybe has better sounding.
The concert hall was amazing.
Yes, the sound and also the visuals. It's I think it's better, and also maybe better than here at Page, because we have a concert hall next week. Actually, we go to a concert, movie soundtrack concert. But I think it's not so big and also not so professional. It's quite good, but you have some advantages maybe in years, because it's a new one. It's just 7-8 years old building, and maybe I don't know how old that building, but I think it's far more. Yeah. So it is, and of course Poland, and also maybe Wrocław too. The home of one of the best composers. One's best composers who now inspirations have from him. Chopin and everything else.
I've talked with Paul about Chopin. Because I like Chopin myself very much. I love Chopin's music.
And also he loves some old Russian composer, Rachmaninoff and everything else, and the romantic style composers.
He told me about it. He's very it's a great inspiration, especially for a pianist such as him.
Yes, and also he liked the jazz side composers like Gershwin, and I like that too. I really didn't heard some songs from them, but after that I heard from Mr. Paul's works on piano. There was a piano concert after the day after our private heroes concert at Budapest, and he invited to there, and we, of course, we can meet him there again. And the biggest applause and loud got was Paul's performance, so Paul's and Brock's performance, because there were some other contestants and competitors, of course, but they got a lesser applause. So it and of course the songs, maybe I think it's far more melodical and remember than the other ones, because it was funny because it was officially a concert for amateur pianists, and they said it is just called because of they didn't pay for the winning or the selections, and that's it's for only amateur. We almost laugh it, about it, because Paul and Brock is not an amateur musician, so.
Oh yeah.
So it was really great too. And how you felt at the stage with Paul? It was hard to play, with a wider audience. It was your first this kind of one or performance, or you had some more in the past?
Actually, because I'm a musician for such a long time, I have had performed with on stage in front of people dozens of times, actually.
Oh, I see.
At smaller stages, at greater stages. Each week I'm playing at jam sessions.
Wow.
Here in Wrocław, which make me sort of practice for just playing, goofing around with my friends. And I cannot actually answer you that question because I was nervous all the time, but the moment I got on stage, it was like I was relieved of everything. I wasn't scared or nervous at all.
I see. That's great.
I didn't know. I actually didn't know how it happened, but I'm very glad it happened this way.
Yeah, I see.
Paul's presence, all the audience. Maybe this helped that the audience. The stage was lightened. We have a lot of light on us, and the audience was dark, so I didn't actually see anybody.
Yeah, it was really dark.
So it was kind of helping, with what would people think about it.
Yeah, because you didn't see the whole faces of thousands or the hundreds there, so it was not.
Yeah, but I've heard them, I've heard them.
But you heard the applause, and the laughs.
It was a great fun.
Yeah,
and the thing is that once you get well prepared, once you know what you're doing, and once you are with a good company, everything's becoming easy. Everything's becoming, you should not care about things too much. And then I was quite relaxed on stage. And when I stopped singing and we finished with that last note, it was like, we've done it, we made it as we wanted, as we planned.
Oh, I see. So
trained. So
only one, I can say only one compliment or only one criticized thing, and not just me said it. Volodya Master from the Hungarian contest. It was really great. Just maybe can be far more greater if we thought that you lower the volume of the electrical guitar. Is that true? Almost at the middle part.
So as I understand,
at the middle part, we thought that
it would be better if the guitar was louder.
Yes.
Yes.
And the second part, the first part was really great.
I read about it, but it was not. It was actually not my decision. It was not my decision. I would do that. I would do it myself. But the problem was purely technical.
Oh, I see.
Purely technical due to the fact that I didn't have any microphone in the amplifier, and the amplifier itself was playing, and the piano resonated better over the whole stage, over the whole
surroundings,
the room concert. And if I did turn up it a little and make a little more distortion, it will be. I've been told it will be too noisy.
Ah, I see.
It become too noisy. It was actually taught to me by technicians of the National Forum of Music, which I believe are far much greater professionals than I am. So I didn't want to.
Of course, yeah.
And in the front,
it was really great in that way too. Just some people said that. But the first part, the Heroes 5, maybe it was a little bit louder, maybe because Paul played a little lower. Or I don't know.
He played a little quieter.
Yeah.
But I needed to turn up a bit. And I actually forgot to turn up a bit my amp, so that's too bad. But
it was really great. Yeah.
People learn from mistakes, and the next time I'm playing with Paul.
But what was the problem at the?
Will take some time in the future. We will do it proper way.
But what was the problem at the beginning? It was I didn't see that really better. There some little problem. With the. Dots, and it was something not handled right, or before the performance. You have some many people laughed about it. Cables. Many people laughed about it. I don't know.
I have to admit, I did that on purpose.
Yeah, I see.
I did that on purpose, so people.
Yeah, because there are many laughs. Yeah,
because I like making jokes.
Yeah,
it was a practical joke, for people to laugh at.
I thought that maybe it was a must, if I can say so. And it was really great.
Thank you. I wanted to give a bit to this performance. People remember it not only for playing some random guy playing with Paul on stage, but also that. Would this random guy have some sense of humor,
Yeah. That was a really great idea. And also, Paul had 2 surprises for the Hungarian contingent. For me, one, and for Farkas, Wolf in English. And he wanted to hear, the team of Slava, the Slava team, for Heroes 6, and I wanted to hear the Stronghold, the Barbarian team from Heroes 7, because Paul played it only once at YouTube, and it sounded good, and it was the first on stage in live, and it was really great, and he managed to do that. He surprised us, because we just suggested these teams at Facebook to him. And he surprised us, and he told it before performance. The first part where, the second or first part where, the first maybe, where he played a mixture of his teams. And, maybe the first or the second, I don't know now, but it was really, really great again. And did you sit at the first or the second row before that? The big orchestra performances. Did you? Sat at the first or the second row, and near Paul or somewhere.
The thing is that it's a funny story, because as I said, I bought the ticket, normal ticket.
The normal. I see.
The normal ticket, as everybody would before I attended the contest, and the day of the concert itself. One of the organizers said that I will sit with them, with organizers, with Brock, Paul, and Aruto, and so on. In one row. I was like, what? So I fortunately found a friend who was available and wanted to attend this concert.
Oh,
and
I see.
I gave him my ticket, and I sat down with Brock, and we've seen how Paul reacted on his own music.
Yeah, for the orchestra. Yeah,
professionals on stage.
He really liked it. Yeah.
It was very touching because he was almost, as he was crying.
Oh.
He was so happy with it.
Yes.
And I too was, almost crying when I heard my known teams from Heroes of Might and Magic 3, which I absolutely love.
Fortress too.
Fortress, Fortress.
I really like that.
Necropolis,
Necropolis, yeah.
It was very, very good, fantastic.
And it was really great power, if you can see. So it was really almost another personality on the stage by the whole orchestra's work and performance. It was really great. It's almost like old times in Music Magic. It was far ancient times. We were there until the end, so it was really great.
It was a great feeling to hear this live.
Of course, yeah, and in a really big and professional concert
hall. It was everything was made perfect. I think.
I heard that it maybe it will have a tour, but who knows? I hope.
Maybe.
I hope, and you will be there too. I hope.
I hope that too, because.
Of course.
But I'm not actually looking that much forward into it, to be honest. But
of course,
having another.
Perhaps it's not sure yet.
Having another opportunity to play with Paul, or to have another go at the heroes of magic music.
Where in Russia or?
I know, and no, I just only hope for it.
I see. Because there will be a concert.
I hope for it because it was such a great time, and I felt so happy being a part of
course,
great community. That it was like very, very exciting, and I really hope that we can do it properly with the whole orchestra, with drums, with the whole band, and myself included. So I think
they will make a concert maybe I think in September this year in Russia. I don't know now, maybe Moscow.
I don't know myself as well. So maybe. I don't know.
You are more closer than maybe we could now, but and of course at Warsaw there was a chorus one, with chorus. It was really great.
Yeah.
You know them, maybe.
Heroes Orchestra.
Yes,
I've been in touch with their conductor, with Mateusz. And
he's Mateusz also. There are really many Mateusz and McDonald. And Magda's there.
And he seems like a great guy, and he seems like maybe sometime in the future we can do some collaboration.
That's great.
with proper orchestra, with proper audio engineering and stuff. Mm-hmm. I really do hope that happens.
I hope too, and just suggest that you can, if you can do a cooperation, you must.
I really hope for that as well.
Yeah, cool. They work at the university, at the Academy of Music, no, or something like that. If I remember well.
In Warsaw.
Yes.
Yes. I think they are musicians of.
Yes.
The university. But they are professionals in my eyes.
So they had this as a work too. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. If I know, Michal and Magda studied at Krakow at the Music Academy, if I remember well.
I remember that.
I know them only from Facebook from 2-3 years, but if I remember,
I met them only on that dinner,
Yes. I met only after the VIP, and I spoke with them. They are really great, and they were really exciting. They had a really great excitement, but I didn't see the scare or something like that to at them and at you. To only the fun, the enjoyment. the profession. So it was really great.
Yeah, every musician got that. So.
Yeah. Also, and what's the the best for the favorite games from the Heroes franchises? You played them, as you said.
I played only like for longer period of time. I played the third part.
Yeah, that is the most known and the best one, maybe. Yeah.
I played for quite a while Heroes of Might and Magic 2 as well.
Yeah.
Before I played.
It has great themes as well.
And I sort of tried to play 4 and 5, but 4 and I didn't like 4.
Yeah, because it was almost a reboot.
It was they wanted to change too much.
Yeah.
And they didn't have a lot of time to execute all of those changes.
Yeah, it's because bankrupted. The publisher bankrupted the whole development in between the end and the the start, and it affected them, I think. So it is because the 3DO, it was the same. The 3DO only from the 5 it was the Ubisoft, so it was But many people said sometimes it's true, sometimes not. But Heroes 5 is almost like Heroes 3 in 3D, but it is not also true, 100% true, but it has some similarities, if I can say so.
Yeah, but I wasn't into Heroes 5 this much. I didn't like the gameplay that much.
And also, the map is 3D. Many people don't like it.
The whole design wasn't very
really cartoonish. Really like Warcraft,
also.
Like Warcraft or something like the cartoonish. Yeah, I didn't like the style really much too. I played some with 5, many hours too, but I think 3 and 4 the most. 4 I like the campaign, the story and the campaign, the music maybe the best. Many fans told this, but
it's not a surprise given that Todd is the composer.
But but I didn't quite like H4 too. Strangely, I quite like more 6. 6 has some new things as well, but it was quite more stable than 4. So but sadly the music in 6 and 7 is much more or less by Paul, because they had some new composers who rehashed, rearranged some new old themes. That was really great, but there was not so many new by Paul, so it was really sad in that way. But we could heard again the classics, Heroes 2 songs, 3 songs, 5 songs, so it was really great in that way. And in 7, again, sadly, I thought that 7 you can have the more new songs, but maybe the budget I heard it's much lower was in 7, if I heard well. I know some guys who worked at Ubisoft at 6 and 7, so they said some things, good things, bad things also. So sadly, nowadays the games are much more more expensive than the old ones, mainly because of the bad, not in the visual, but the bad graphics, because the graphics can get out much more money from other parts of the game development. It's the game mechanics, not so much towns or nations because of that in 1 or 2 Heroes parts, so it is really bad in that way. So I like more the 2D maps than the 3 ones, maybe. I
just came to conclusion that the 2D maps and 2D games
and the editors is better, the map editor.
better thought out. They were better designed,
Yes.
They have better gameplay, and they have captured, since it was sort of old school graphics, they were 3D models on 2D plane, 3D sprites, so to say.
Yeah.
It's sort of timeless,
And also the visual style
did age very well,
the visual style of Heroes 3, it was almost like a medieval game style. It was really great. It not too dark as this applies to. That was good too, but it was not too dark and also not too cartoonish. So it was a really great mix between, I think. Of course, maybe you saw the towns of Heroes 5 was 3D. That was really great to see. But
they were very fine looking, but again, I have to say that they were for me they were kind of difficult to understand.
Yes. So in game mechanics it was not so good, but at sight it was really great and visual. But when you play at multiplayer, in long time it was maybe not needed. So and if you know, in Heroes 5 the game budget, the first for 40% of the game budget was only the 3D town screen. So maybe that's they not handle again in 6 and 7. So.
Yeah, because again, this game is not this series is not popular in US.
Yeah, that's strange. I heard about it, and also the music is not so popular, sadly.
Yeah, also due to the fact that the game is not very popular. I actually heard that some people from Canada and US went here to Wrocław to hear this music live. Paul told me that there was some guy from Boston, I think, as I remember correctly, who just went here just to hear the music because it's not popular there, and such a concert would never have happened there. I think.
That's strange.
It's not so strange considering the fact that Americans in video games playing tend to like. Something that you can just sit down.
Yes, Call of Duty.
do this, do that. For 15 minutes and go away. Or games like sports games, FIFA, Pro Evolution Soccer, or Battlefield, Call of Duty, shooters like that.
The casual players,
they're not like sitting down and sorting stuff out. As we have to give deeper thought to the gameplay
and relive the game, or live in the game, not in the bad way, of course. When you are, but
so they don't enjoy this kind of games that much.
Of course, maybe only World of Warcraft is the only one. But there are in the USA what is really famous because it's an MMORPG. And of course known world, and the music is quite good in the Warcraft games, but in the fantasy games I think maybe Heroes franchise is the most well known, I think, for only just for the music, if you see the music, because it has a really great feelings, and it's a great one of the basic parts of the series. So
yes, it has always.
You can't forget it. So
it's always been so.
And maybe play other type of games too, because I really like the Witcher series, and I read some books too. You like that too, or not so much?
Oh,
the music is really good.
To be honest with you, I'm obviously aware of The Witcher since I'm Polish. And most people of my age. Either talk about it or play it or read it or something in any form, But I didn't read the books. I didn't read the books, to be honest, and I didn't like the first two games, the 1 and 2.
I see. The third is the best. So you must.
I've heard the third
because then it's an open world and music is far more better.
Oh, I actually heard the music. I've heard the music. Because I was just interested how it went out. And the music is awesome. The music is. Great.
I think it's a Polish composer made that too, if I remember.
Yes, with the cooperation of one folk band from here, are called
Metal
Percival.
Folk.
Percival, I think.
Yeah, I see. Mm-hmm.
Or Percival Schuttenbach. I cannot remember the correct name for them, but I've seen it in an interview, that he sat down with them and he showed them the notes, his compositions. He wanted them to play it, but they didn't know the notes, the notations. They know the instruments, but they did not know the notations for the instruments because they are self-taught musicians. So it turned out that it will be a better idea for
but it's far more natural
and give directions, and they did a really great job.
It's not general in that way, not general in this way, yeah. Maybe. But it was really good because it felt maybe far more natural, I think, because of the way they made it, and it felt not only natural but authentic. Yeah, more organic and authentic. Yeah. And it turned out for the best, I think, because I really liked the music in this game, though I have not played it. Yeah. Just listen to the music. And speaking of, but it's really long, so you need time for that. 100 hour maybe. I played with the free song. And actually talking about this, I'm right now. If I find enough time to play, I play Skyrim, which is my that is another. I think my favorite game ever. It's really great. I like Oblivion maybe a little more, but and Morrowind, but Skyrim was really great. I'm not a gamer. I have to admit, I'm a casual player. I like to just sink into the world of game and be there for a while. And in case of Skyrim, it's very mesmerizing, and but Skyrim theft you. And music by Jeremy Soule is so fantastic. Yeah, I almost made an interview with him, but sadly, I talked with him. I almost surprised he wrote back me at Facebook. We almost made an interview, but sadly, it not turned out well. Something happened. I don't know. He almost disappeared from Facebook. And really, he sometimes writes just rarely on his Facebook page. But if I know, he's a little bit a person on his own, so maybe that because of that, it's not a bad thing. But there are some talkative composers who have time for fans. But I respect that because he's still a human being, and he wants to have his life apart from being involved in music and all. I just respect Jeremy Soule because he made such an amazing pieces of music throughout the years. For Morrowind and for Skyrim. It was like. It's really great. another world created, and this is also very, very. He make a solo, for music his own, for the game. It was, and in many countries they accomplished and really loved the work of Jeremy Soule's works in Skyrim, and only in Sweden, in many countries, so in Scandinavia and also at you. So I found many videos about these kind of video game concerts. And Skyrim is almost there, and Witcher sometimes, and also sometimes Heroes. I do really actually hope that that Jeremy or someone will do concert of his work. I hope too. that would be the most awesome thing ever. There will be a concert in May at Budapest. I hope I can go there. But, a Game of Thrones concert, a live tour on the whole world. But we will see. Actually, we had a couple of days ago. I could not unfortunately attend. But speaking of music, at Centennial Hall here in Wrocław, we had Lord of the Rings. That's good too. The first movie. But with live orchestra. Sadly, at Budapest it would be in the last year, I think, but it cancelled. I don't know why. Maybe it's not enough tickets was available. I don't know, but it was really sad because maybe I would would came to there, but sadly it was cancelled. But it was really great. I didn't watch a film like that way, with live soundtrack, but it would be really great. You were there? You were there?
No, I could not attend, unfortunately, but I'm very very great fan of Howard Shore's work. Also,
I hope he will make the music for the series. There will be a series at Amazon. I think I heard in 2012, and they will make it next year. They will make it next year and air in 2012. It will be a prequel for the whole saga, I don't know how you can say, or a prequel of Middle Earth and also to Lord of the Rings. I hope it will be Silmarillion, but we will see. Because they with the Rise.
I heard something about it. It will be either Unfinished Tales or Silmarillion.
Because now Christopher Tolkien, the son of J.R.R. Tolkien, is now not at the leader poster part of the Tolkien estate from August, and they had the deal at November, so it is a consequence, maybe because the rights was belonged to him, but maybe he sold it because he can sell it, and after that the rights can be done by a movie also, but before it couldn't, so we will see. I know that it was really so expensive that it's a little bit more expensive than the last seasons of Game of Thrones, so it will be an epic thing, but we will see. I hope the music will be the same, but we will see. It will really get, because they ordered much more season at once, not just one, more and spin-offs also, so we will see. But because of that, the logic says that it maybe the Unfinished Tales. I just read it in Hungarian because they started to release the series, this 12-part series, Unfinished Tales of Middle Earth, and or the Silmarillion, because if there will be so many seasons, what other thing can be? So I think we will see. But it's really great, and if we talk about movies too. Sometimes, of course, in the Lord of the Rings movies too, and the many movies, there are really great landscapes. Sometimes you travel in many countries. Yeah. What are your favorites, or what the countries you want to travel the most in the near future, if it can be possible?
I think yes, we have with my friends. We have planned a visit to Romania, Bulgaria. In this summer, I want to go back to Budapest, to Hungary when it's a good weather.
The summer.
I love the city so much, and I love everything about it. We plan to go to Russia someday, the Trans-Siberian train.
Oh yeah, I saw a show about the Trans-Siberian train. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a really big, long ride.
2 weeks, I think.
Yeah, 2 weeks like that.
And I really want to go to Japan because I'm fascinated with Japanese automotive industry. I love Japanese cars. Japanese technology, so I want to see this for myself. There are a whole lot of plans. We wanted to visit Georgia as well. My father went there a couple of years ago. He said that it's a very beautiful country, so I want to see it as well.
Magda was there sometimes. I don't know now that, but there were really great photos about Georgia. It was almost like you are on a new planet sometimes. Really great.
I've heard people are very friendly,
and really friendly. Yes.
Very, very, very cool.
So. And I saw a show about that, a famous traveler show of the country, and it was really, really great. Yeah. Many people think that those countries are really bad and bad things can happen there and everything else. And all the travelers, the famous travelers who wrote books and owns the work of their own, these travels, they said on these shows that they are all friendly. They were in Iran or Iran many times, and they said that they are maybe the most friendly. They walk 2 kilometers away, and again another family invited them on their home. So they almost couldn't go on the speed they wanted because many families stopped them to stay and invite them. So it was really strange for first, but after I heard it many times now, it's not so strange. Yeah, I was at of course Austria, Germany, Slovenia, Poland in 2 or 3 times now, in Czech Republic 2 times.
I was a couple of times in Czech Republic.
The language is really similar, yeah. Sometimes almost.
I was some time ago on a road trip in Europe. We went to Luxembourg, we went to Paris, to France, we went to Germany, we went to Czech Republic. We had this road trip around Europe.
With the school, yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. It was actually one of my best remembered experiences.
Yeah. Yes.
And it sort of opens your mind to other people when you're traveling. I like doing it, you know, meeting people from whole another world.
And I heard maybe that the Czech people like heroes too. You know, the Eastern European parts like heroes. Yeah. Right? Russia, maybe the Scandinavian too. I heard in Germany they really like. Of course, in France because Ubisoft, but the other parts are not so. You know, in Australia or USA, not so famous. But in the Eastern Europe, it's almost like a god of the video games.
It's like a cult here.
Yeah. I worked in Krakow for 1.5 months, and the people were really generous, friendly, and helpful. When I not found something or someplace, they help at once. So, and many people know English really well. So,
I've experienced that as well when I was, you know, in Germany, in Munich for quite a couple of days. People were just most helpful, most friendly people I've ever met. You know, so I really like that.
Yeah, maybe there is a university. There are many universities at Munich, and there is a university part of the town. You know, much more young people will be really helpful, more joyful, and of course know English as well really well. So it is more easier to navigate there than if it would be not. So it's quite. And so I had only good times at Poland. So, and you know, Polish people like Hungarians as well. Sometimes they present some vodka.
I know that. I've been myself, as I said, in Hungary, and a lot of people. I met a lot of people there. They were, you know, all also friendly.
Yes. We like Polish.
Fond of our common history and so on.
Yes.
So it was a great time meeting people in Hungary.
Sometimes we had, you know, almost the same queen or king at once, and we were at the I wanted to say, you know, the castle at Krakow. I don't know now the name sadly. Wawel, you know. We were at Wawel, and there is still now his coffin, you know, that once one of the queen, of almost the both queen of our nations, Hedwig there. So it was really a great thing to be there, of course. And what is your future plans? You know, about Heroes, of course, maybe collaborations, as you said so. And also about your band or with your tracks, as you talk about, or if you can talk about it.
I can, obviously. I do really hope that in the near future I can collaborate with Heroes Orchestra from Warsaw. on some, mutual material that I can collaborate with Paul, maybe even for something more. I do really hope that. I do really hope that. I don't know anything about it. The time will show.
Of course.
And, about my band, we will write. I hope we will write some material for our new album.